involving radical terms and all that. So, in my example number 6, which is also the last one for all these radical equations here. Let's say we got square root of x minus 5 equals 3 plus square root of x minus 8. Okay, so once again, I'm having two radical terms here. And this time, once again, the worst thing is they are not already isolated yet. The radical terms are all over. And I have a 3 is my only non-radical term. So, before you square both sides, I need to subtract. I need to rearrange the radical terms. So I'm subtracting that square root of x minus 8 from both sides. And now I'm going to have x minus 5 underneath the square root minus x minus 8 underneath the square root, all equals 3. Now I have finished isolating all my terms here. Radical terms all isolated to one left side, non-radical term on the right side. So now my next step is to square both sides. So I have x minus 5 underneath square root minus x minus 8. All that here is my left-hand side. What I need to do now, square the left-hand side. My right-hand side is a 3. My right-hand side of the equation is a 3. What I need to do, square that 3. Okay, so now my next step would be, once again, I'm probably going to have to move my, let's say the left-hand side, foiling the left-hand side is going to be maybe the middle step for you to understand what's going on here. The square on the left-hand side means we have x minus 5 underneath square root, subtract x minus 8 underneath square root, you have two of those factors. Okay, so you have square root x minus 5 minus square root x minus 8, all that here times itself again, and then equals 9 on the right-hand side. And so now, to really jump into the foiling, once again, watch my work here step by step. To FOIL, the square root of x minus 5 multiplied with the square root of x minus 5, and that gives me x minus 5 underneath square root all squared. That takes care of all these two. The next one in the FOIL, square root of x minus 5 times minus square root of x minus 8. That gives me minus, and then one large square root. According to the property of square root, you can just simply keep it all one square root. And the two radical right here can multiply together. So I have x minus 5, x minus 8. You can multiply them together underneath the one large root, one long root. And then here that takes care of these two terms, and with the sign negative. Minus right here, minus square root x minus 8 times square root x minus 5, so that gives me minus, again, square root x minus 8, x minus 5. Once again, when you multiply the two radical terms with the same root, square roots, the radicands can get multiplied together. That's what happened right here. And then minus, actually now it's a plus because minus times a minus. The last two terms right here. Square root of x minus 8 times square root of x minus 8 with the two negative signs. When you multiply them together, that becomes a plus sign right here. And then you have x minus 8 all squared, right, equals 9. Okay, so the next step here is just to simply clean up these expressions right here on the left-hand side. Very first term with the square root is gone. The square cancels away the square root. So we have just simply x minus 5. These two terms in the middle, they are identically the same. So I have minus 2 square root of x minus 5 times x minus 8. And then plus again, square root of x minus 8. Oops, sorry, no more square root. Just simply plus x minus 8 because the square cancels the square root away. And then equals 9 on the other hand side. So now maybe it will be, in my previous example, it was probably not smart of me to add the two square root here to both sides. That's not too rushed yet. Let's say this time, let's roll back a little bit, okay? I need to clean up the terms here. So I have x plus x, so that's going to be 2x. Minus 5 minus 8 is a minus 13. Okay, and then I have a minus 2 square root of x minus 5 times x minus 8. Okay, and all equals 9 on the other hand side. Okay, so now I'm gonna, at this point here, I am going to start adding the square root of x minus 5 and x minus 8 to both sides, because once again I want to rearrange this negative root here to the other side to make it a positive. So I'm adding 2 square root of x minus 5 times x minus 8 to both sides, and that leaves me, and maybe at the same time I'm subtracting 9 from both sides. Okay, and that leaves me 2x minus 22 equals 2 times square root of x minus 5 times x minus 8. So now my equation at this point here is much cleaner already. What you can see is you have a common factor of 2 throughout the sides here. So you have a factor of 2. Here you have 22 contains a factor of 2. 2x contains a factor of 2. So we can divide both sides by 2. Divide through all the terms a factor of 2. So that leaves me x minus 11 equals square root of x minus 5 times x minus 8. Once again, now at this point, please go back to what we've done earlier. You have radical equation, now it only contains one radical term, and it's already isolated in terms of other radical terms on one side, non-radical term on one side. So now you can just simply square both sides. The left side, x minus 11, where the right side, x minus 5, x minus 8, underneath the square root, and you square it. That gives me on the right hand side x minus 5 times x minus 8. On the left hand side you have x squared minus 22x plus number 21. That's how you FOIL. Now allow me to move fast on that one. And then the right hand side, you can go ahead and FOIL the right hand side as well, and that gives me x squared minus 13x plus 40. You've got x squared minus 22x plus 121. So my equation now, you can go ahead and on the two sides of the equation, you can start looking for like terms and add and subtract like terms. And so I can subtract the x squared away. I can add a 13x from both sides to both sides, and I can subtract 40 away from both sides. And that leaves me minus 9x equals 2, 81 on the right hand side. So solving for x, divide both sides by negative 9. And that gives me x equals 9 again. Once again, here's my answer, and that's the only answer so far. Do not rush into circling that as your final answer. You need to check your work. Okay? So now, as a checking step for your work, what you need to do, once again, to check for your work, let me for now pull this paper away. So to check your work, let's say x equals negative 9 is the only solution you've found ever, the only answer you've so far found. So you're going to have to plug it back into the starting equation. So negative 9 minus negative 5, and let's see, and is that going to be equal to 3 plus negative 9 minus negative 8? And the answer here is, you can already see, here what I have is negative 9 with a minus negative 5, so negative 14, okay? And is that equals to 3 plus square root of negative 17. You don't know, you don't handle, even though we show complex number, but here we're looking at real solution only, so these are all undefined quantities, so they can't be equal, they cannot be equal to each other. So these two quantities here, they are not equal to each other. Okay, so That means -9, your proposed answer doesn't work. Your proposed answer is not working out. And this is, once again, we have come a long way. We have come a really long way, all the way from the beginning. A lot of work carried through to eventually come up with only one answer. But now it turns out that answer is not working. So what is my little conclusion here? This equation here has no solution. So you have come to another equation where you end up with no solution.